it's Andrea Mercier, aka Anlom, and welcome to my studio. Today is a very special day. I am going to do my first paid commission. I'm so excited. When I had my gallery show at the beginning of April, I sold 4 pieces, and I also had a lady commission 2 pieces, and there is a chance that I'm going to get some other commissions out of that because her friends at her job really enjoyed my stuff as well. So I'm very excited about that. So what she wanted, well, originally she wanted to buy, this is just a photocopy. She wanted to buy one of my very first paintings. It was called Solitary Pear, but I actually sold it the night of my gallery show. She asked me if I could redo it as a Mother's Day gift. And Mother's Day is only a week and a half away, and I haven't started. So we're going to do it together. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I'm doing it the exact same size. This is a 9x12 canvas board. It's brand new. It's in the plastic. I've gotten some colors out. The last one was a very dark burgundy. My printer is obviously low on red. So I just grabbed 2 shades of red. This one's alizarin crimson. This one is transparent red. I got some white. I've got yellow green. I've got chromium oxide green. I'm going to do the pear with that. I also got some burnt umber and raw sienna. I'm going to do the table differently this time. So it doesn't have to look exactly the same, but I did print that off so I could just have a little bit of a reference. This original piece, this was the very first painting I did without a class, because I started painting by going to Michael's classes in the evenings that my friend Andrea Pumphrey was doing. And I came home one day and I did this. I don't even think I looked at any source material. I think I actually just winged it. I'm not known for that at all. No. Just winging something? I would never do that. I always have a plan. Telling you. Come on. There we go. So a nice fresh canvas. Very exciting. I also have some brushes out. This is actually going to be a fairly tutorial video, so it might be a little bit longer than some of my other ones. I think I'm going to kind of do a step-by-step video with you. I haven't done one in a really long time. 1-inch flat, a number 1/2 shader, a number 2 fan brush. This is a bristle brush. This is tachyon. This is tachyon. Filbert, and oh sorry, this is a filbert, and this, what's this one? This doesn't even say what it is. This looks like a filbert as well, both with synthetic bristles, nice and soft. And I have my palette paper out. I have some water out. I have my trusty baby wipes. I was thinking that maybe we would do a little bit of modeling with my trusty sea sponge. And now that I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking I'm going to need, because these are fairly dark reds, I think I'm going to switch this for bright red. And I have a pink. Might use this pink too, this primary magenta. And then the pear will be green. So we'll have complementary colors. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to gesso this because I'm going to do quite a thick layer of the modeling. And yes, that will give us a background. the fan brush in the original, you can see the fan brush right here, all of these little marks around here. I had used the fan brush to try and get a little bit of light. That was back in the day when I cared about realism. Now that I'm doing mostly abstract, I want to be close enough, but I want you to be able to see everything too. Okay. We're going to put out some alizarin crimson and some of the bright red. And a little bit of that pink. Well, it says it's magenta, but it does look kind of pinky. And a little bit of white. That was way harder than it needed to be. There we go. We'll use some blue and yellow. All right. I'm going to just give this a little bit of a wipe with some water. Let's just make some glops. Yes, the water thins it out, but it's okay. It's going to move it around and help blend it. Gloppy. The only reason why I'm using the brush to put this down is if I use the sponge to go like this, it would all soak up into the sponge and waste my paint. And that would annoy me. However, the brush might not have been my best idea. I should have been using a palette knife. There we go. I don't know if you can notice that I'm pulling it up quite quickly and it's leaving behind not only color but texture. Can you see how it's sticking up a little bit? Now because this area here will be flat with the table, you don't want to do it all the way down there, but it's nice just to add a little bit of texture as well as color. So there we go. I just wanted a little bit. Okay, let's go back to drawing. Alright, let's take some of this magenta. Nope, don't like that at all. Too close. It's too close in color. I need something lighter. Some kind of violet. I can't read it. Okay, that's a different color. Alright, let's do that one because it's a totally different color. It's got blue in it too. So let's try that. Okay, I can deal with that. The other one is just too not working for me. Now I'm going to come back when I'm done and this is dry and I'll lighten this side up a bit because my light source is going to come from this side. I just want to get some color down first. And of course I did exactly what I wasn't supposed to do by putting my sponge directly in it, but I'm using light. So ignore my first advice. If you don't smoosh it directly into the paint and push all the paint into the sponge, you should be pretty good. That's what you don't want. I've noticed that a lot with my sponging. I go through a lot more paint than I would prefer. So I'm actually going to cover this up with a lot of this violet color. I really like it, and I'm thinking I'm going to make this the background color and reapply the red on top of it to give it some contrast. I thought the red was going to be the background color, but I'm liking this purple as the background color instead. So I'm actually going to really super duper apply this. So again, this is mostly this violet color, but I'm going to come back with the dark alizarin crimson kind of here and use the bright red kind of here to force some light into the background. Just want to get around these edges here. Just so you know, I put all of the materials in the description box, and I welcome questions in the comments about anything you have questions about. I always welcome comments. So please feel free to do that if you have questions about materials or process or why I do things or why I tell you to do things and then do the exact opposite. I am going to say I have artistic license. Oh yeah. Let's just put some of that out. Almost looks like a brown. It is cadmium red deep. Put this down here so it'll make this corner of the room slash the painting very dark. Add some more of the alizarin crimson to it. When we put the table over, it'll see, but there's still some of that purpley violet showing through there. Let's see what happens if we just put a little bit of white. And I think I'm really happy with this. Okay. Don't forget to wash out your sea sponges, because if you let it dry, it ruins them. And then when you cut them off, you don't get that nice ragged effect when you use it. So wash out your sponge, let this dry. Anything down here, knock off with a palette knife so it's nice and smooth. We'll come back when this is dry and we'll use the browns to create the tabletop for our pear. Okay, we're back. This is dry. I've scraped off a little bit of the texture down here, and we're going to do the table. Now, in the original, the table wasn't really the right shape. As you can see, it should have been a little bit on a flatter plane, but again, this was the year I actually started painting, so, you know. So I want to do this again. I want to put a table. So I have some burnt umber, just a little bit, and I have some raw sienna, just a little bit. I'm going to make a table. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right across here, make a table. Or should I go bigger? Should it be go big or go home? So I want my pear to kind of be here. But I don't want the table to be too big. Like, the table on this one took up a lot of space. I don't really want it to do that. Let's just get a little bit in here and fairly dry. I've got some dark brown out, and I'm going to put out some yellow ochre, just a little bit, to do the highlighting of the table in lieu of white, because white would be too harsh. So that little bit around the edge here, I'm just going to use the dark brown to darken up over here. And again, I want it to look like wood, so I'm going to try and give it a wood feel. I'm just going to use the lightest color for the pear. Happy with that. It doesn't exactly look like the other one, but you could tell it was probably from the same artist. So this one is going to be called Un Poire Sur Table, which is French for a pear on a table. I'm going to dry this, and I'm going to varnish it, and then get it to the client. Oh, there's one thing right here that's bothering me. Oops, this shadow here is bothering me. There. See how that subtle curve is there now? There. It was too straight before. It didn't look great. Pears are not straight. A bit more color to that, right there. There we go. That is better. All right. I'm going to sign it, and then we're going to varnish it. And low. So, pear on a table. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe right here using my cool new subscription logo. I invite you to check out my links below and my website and my Etsy store. And I love that you guys come along. Thank you for joining me on my artful journey. I'll see you later. Bye.